Welcome to my channel. Subscribe, listen, and enjoy my stories every day. I'm sitting in the soft glow of my computer screen, the faint hum of the processor filling the silence of the room. The click of an incoming email breaks the monotony of my late-night work. I almost ignore it, another distraction I don't need. But curiosity gets the better of me. I click open the new message, expecting the usual spam, but the contents catch me off guard. "James, you should see what your beloved wife has been up to," reads the subject line. No sender's name, just an anonymous address. My heart skips a beat, skepticism mingling with a rising unease. I hover over the delete button, telling myself it's just spam. Yet, against my better judgment, I open it. The email is brief, with a sting in its tail. Attached are several photos and a detailed description of dates and places, mentions of a bar on 5th, a hotel downtown, a park near our house. It's all there. I download the images, my hands trembling slightly as the files flicker onto my screen. The photos are shockingly clear. There's Anna, unmistakable with her bright red hair and the laugh I know so well, half naked and carefree. With her is a man I've never seen, his arm wrapped tightly around her waist, his smile too familiar. A cold sweat breaks out across my forehead as I scroll through, each image a hammer blow to my chest. The last photo, a selfie taken by the stranger, shows a timestamp from just last week. The backdrop is the very bar he mentioned in his email. It's real. She's been cheating. My mind races as the floor seems to slip away beneath me. How? When? Why? Anger courses through me, hot and unrelenting. I want to wake Anna, confront her with these images, demand an explanation. But something holds me back, the calculated coldness of the sender. Who is he? Why send these to me? Revenge, the email had said, a discarded lover scorned by my wife and her paramour. It's pathetic and cruel, yet here I am, caught in their sordid web, my marriage unraveling with each click. Hours pass as I sit there, the images burned into my retinas, each one etching deeper into my heart. The silence of the house mocks me, the ticking clock a reminder of the time I've wasted, the life I've lived unknowingly. By dawn, my decision is made. Revenge won't come in the form of violent outbursts or public shaming. No, it will be colder, more deliberate. With the first light creeping through the blinds, I draft my response to the world, the beginning of the end of my marriage. Anna sleeps peacefully upstairs, unaware that by the time she wakes, I will have set in motion our inevitable divorce. As I finalize the divorce papers online, a new resolve hardens within me. We will part ways, our lives forever divided by the sharp cut of betrayal. I am not just divorcing Anna, I am divorcing a lie, reclaiming the truth of who I am and what I deserve. The digital clock flips to 7 a.m., and I hear the first stirrings from upstairs. The real confrontation is about to begin, but I am ready. Armed with truth and disillusionment, I await the shattering of the illusion we called a marriage. This is just the beginning, and the intrigue of what lies ahead promises more revelations. The morning light spills across the kitchen floor as I sit at the table, the divorce papers neatly stacked beside my laptop. My fingers tap rhythmically against the wood, each thump echoing the pounding in my chest. I've rehearsed this conversation a dozen times in my head, each scenario as volatile as the next. But nothing can truly prepare me for what's about to unfold. The sound of footsteps descends the staircase, Anna, still oblivious to the storm that's about to break. She appears in the doorway, her hair tousled from sleep, a soft smile playing on her lips until she sees the grim set of my jaw. "James? What's wrong? You look like you haven't slept." Her voice is laced with concern, but it falters as she notices the papers. I don't speak at first. I push the photos across the table toward her, the images of her betrayal laid bare in the harsh morning light. Her smile vanishes, replaced by a growing horror as she picks up each photograph, her hands trembling. James, Who is he? I interrupt, my voice steady despite the turmoil inside. And how long has this been going on? Anna's eyes dart from the photos back to me, her face pale. It's not what you think, she whispers, but the lie hangs flimsy in the air, too frail to take hold. Not what I think. Anna, these photos tell a story pretty clearly. How long? I insist, slamming my hand down on the table, causing the coffee cups to rattle. Tears brim in her eyes as she sits down opposite me, the photos scattered between us like a shattered mirror reflecting pieces of a life I no longer recognize. 6 months, she admits, her voice breaking. It started as just some fun, something different. I didn't mean for it to go this far. And him? The one who sent these photos? I demand, leaning forward, my gaze fixed on her. Was a friend. Things got complicated. We ended it, but he took it hard. A friend? I scoff, feeling a bitter laugh rise in my throat. You call this friendship? Anna's shoulders slump, defeated. I'm sorry, James. I never wanted to hurt you. I thought I could keep it separate from us, from our life together. Separate? I echo, my voice rising. You have destroyed everything, Anna. Our marriage, our trust, everything. The room fills with the heavy silence of our ruined promises. I slide the divorce papers toward her. I want a divorce, Anna. I can't, I won't live with this deception. She looks at the papers, then at me, her face etched with pain. Is there no chance for us? No room for forgiveness? This was your choice, I say coldly, standing up. You made it the moment you decided to betray our vows. She reaches out, her hand brushing mine. James, please. I pull away, the finality of the moment cementing my resolve. I'll be staying at a hotel until arrangements can be made. Don't contact me. With that, I grab my coat and keys, leaving Anna alone with the wreckage of her decisions. As I step outside, the chill of the morning bites at my skin, but it's nothing compared to the iciness within. The day is bleak, the sky a mirror of my mood. But as I drive away, there's a certain liberation in the air, the first painful step toward a future I must now reimagine. Behind me, the house, once a symbol of our shared dreams, recedes into the distance, a chapter closed, leaving room for new beginnings. The city passes by in a blur as I drive with no particular destination in mind, the weight of the morning's revelations pressing down on me. The divorce papers feel like a heavy token in my pocket, a reminder of the irrevocable step I've taken towards ending my marriage. But there's no satisfaction in this decision, only a hollow victory marred by betrayal. I pull over near a small cafe that Anna and I used to frequent in better times. The irony isn't lost on me, but I need a moment to gather my thoughts away from the echo of our last conversation. As I step inside, the familiar jingle of the bell above the door sounds like a mocking reminder of the past. Settling into a corner booth, I order a coffee, my mind racing as I plan my next steps. The silence of my phone is a stark contrast to the turmoil inside me. No calls, no messages. Anna is respecting my demand for space, at least for now. But as I sip the bitter coffee, a new resolve forms. I can't just walk away. I need answers, not just from Anna, but from him, the other man in those damning photos. I need to face him, to hear it from him, why he did what he did. Maybe then, I can find some semblance of peace. I leave the cafe, my steps quickening as I head back to my car. I drive to the bar from the last time-stamped photo. It's a long shot, but it's the only lead I have. The bar is dimly lit, with the faint smell of stale beer and regret hanging in the air. I approach the bartender, a photo of Anna and the man pulled up on my phone. Have you seen this man recently? I ask, holding up the phone. The bartender glances at the screen, then at me, his expression unreadable. Yeah, he was in here a couple nights ago. Caused a bit of a scene. A scene? I press, my interest peaked. Yeah, shouting match with a lady. Didn't end well. He's been a regular, but always trouble. Did he mention anything? Anything at all that might help me find him? The bartender shrugs, disinterested. Dude's a loose cannon. But he mentioned something about hitting up his usual spots this week. Said something about settling scores. Settling scores. The phrase chills me, but it also gives me a direction. I leave the bar, my mind racing. If he's out for revenge, who knows what he could be planning next? I spend the next few hours driving from one bar to another, showing the photo, gathering snippets of information. Finally, at a dive bar on the edge of town, I find him. He's there, nursing a drink, alone at the bar. I take a deep breath and approach him, my heart hammering in my chest. You sent the photos, I state, not a question but a fact. He looks up, his face hardening as he recognizes me from the photos, no doubt. Yeah, I did. What about it? Why? Why involve me? My voice is steady, but inside, I'm reeling. He laughs, a harsh, bitter sound. Because you deserve to know. We all got played, man. I figured it was time for some truth. His words sting, but they also confirm the tangled web of lies and deceit. And what do you gain from this? From exposing her like this? He shrugs, taking a long sip of his drink. Closure, maybe. A clean break. I don't know. I stare at him, the anger mingling with a reluctant understanding. We're both victims of the same cruel game, played by a woman we thought we knew. Where do we go from here? I ask, the fatigue of the day seeping into my bones. He sets down his drink, meeting my gaze. No idea. But I'm done with this game. Maybe you should be too. I nod, knowing he's right. There's nothing left to salvage, only pieces to pick up and a life to rebuild. I leave the bar, the cool night air sobering. As I head back to my car, the first steps toward a new beginning feel both terrifying and freeing, a path forward from the wreckage of betrayal. As the city lights fade into the rearview mirror, the darkness of the night mirrors the void within me. The last encounter at the bar left me with more than just closure, it planted the seeds of a vengeful plan. If life has taught me anything in these harrowing days, it's that betrayal is the sharpest of swords, and it demands retribution. I drive back home, my resolve solidifying with each mile. Tonight, I'll end everything with a final, decisive blow. The house is dark when I arrive, a silent testament to the desolation that now defines my existence. I enter quietly, the weight of my plan pressing down on me. In the study, I find what I'm looking for, an old, rarely used hunting rifle, a relic from my father's days. It feels heavy in my hands, its cold metal a grim comfort. I load it with the methodical precision of a man who has nothing left to lose. Phone in hand, I send a text to Anna, telling her to meet me at the house. It's time to end this charade. I then send a similar message to him, her lover, daring him to confront the havoc he helped wreak. As I wait, hidden shadows in my own home, the minutes stretch into eternity. Finally, I hear the front door open and close with a soft click. Footsteps approach. First Anna, her silhouette tentative in the doorway. James? What's this about? Why are we here? Her voice trembles, fear lacing her words. Before I can answer, another set of footsteps heralds his arrival. He steps into the room, sees me with the rifle, and stops dead. What the hell, James? His voice is a mix of anger and panic. This is the end, I say quietly, my voice steady despite the storm raging inside. The end of lies, the end of betrayal. Anna's eyes widen with horror. James, please, this isn't you. We can talk about this. There's nothing left to say, I interrupt her. My finger tightens on the trigger, my aim set between the two betrayers. No, James, think about this. You don't want to do something you'll regret, he pleads, his hands raised in a futile attempt to ward off the inevitable. This? Regret? I scoff, the irony bitter on my tongue. I've lived in regret since the moment I saw those photos. No more. Anna cries out, a desperate, choking sound. James, please. The room is tense, the air thick with impending doom. But my heart is resolute, it's been carved out by betrayal, leaving a void no plea can fill. I take a deep breath, and in that moment, the world narrows to the point of no return. I lower the rifle slightly, aiming not at them but at the walls of this house of lies. The shots are deafening, echoing off the walls, the smell of gunpowder filling the room. Frame by frame, I destroy every memory, every photo, every piece of furniture that holds a trace of our life together. The physical manifestations of a life that once was, obliterated. When the magazine is empty, the silence returns, heavier than before. Anna and he are huddled together, wide-eyed, unharmed but shaken to their cores. This house is no longer a home, I say, my voice empty of emotion. Consider this my final goodbye. I leave the rifle on the floor, a symbol of discarded vengeance. I walk away from the chaos, from the ruins of what was once my life. Outside, the cool night air hits me, and I start walking, leaving behind everything. The house, Anna, her lover, they're all ghosts now, remnants of a past I no longer belong to. As the distance grows, the weight lifts, but the void remains, a constant reminder of the cost of betrayal. The night swallows me, a fitting end to a chapter written in shadows. My revenge is complete, not through violence against flesh, but through the annihilation of the past itself. And with each step, I move further into solitude, my heart sealed off forever in its icy embrace.